This is ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
So much time keeps passing that it's hard to be optimistic.
We've been looking in the water, we've been looking behind woods, we've been looking in alleys, we've been looking everywhere.
It has been 2 months since the disappearance, and the search continues for Jabez Spann. Why aren't more people coming forward to help? What happened to the 14-year-old, and who out there has the answer? Good evening, everyone. I'm Alan Cohen, and welcome to ABC7 at 7. We'll have more on the search for Jabez Spann in a moment, but first, our top 7 stories at 7. What is going on inside the shop of a Venice dog groomer? We begin tonight with the investigation into possible animal cruelty. The owner of the Happy Puppy Pet Spa is being investigated by law enforcement after allegedly injuring a customer's dog. A former employee shot this video of Phyllis Luca with her hands around another dog's neck. A customer claims her dog came home from the spa with a broken jaw, bruised ribs, and ear damage. Phyllis Luca, the owner of the Happy Puppy Pet Spa, denies hurting the dog.
I'm not choking the dog. I'm just holding her head while you just do a fast snap and she comes right back.
The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office says the case has been sent to the state's attorney's office. After a decade, an osprey's nest has been removed from the top of a church steeple on Anna Maria Island. The osprey nest used to sit on the top of the Gloria Dei Lutheran Church, but after the church was treated for termites, the nest was removed. The bird can now be seen perched on top of a telephone pole out in front of the church or flying around the area.
I'm just confused as to why they even took it down. I understand through the process of the tenting, they had to take it and remove it for a little bit.
The Fish and Wildlife Commission says the church didn't need a permit to remove the nest. The trial of the only man still facing charges in a manatee double murder is underway. Carl Tuxford was shot to death in his Jeep in Bradenton in January 2016. Less than an hour later, Jordan Finland was found stabbed to death in the Terracier Preserve State Park. Detectives were able to connect the two murders, and they believe that the motive was retaliation for a burglary at the home of the suspect, Dwayne Cummings. Cummings' trial is expected to last until Friday. News tonight, 3 men are being charged in connection to an arson at a Bradenton home 2 years ago. Marquis Whitfield, Herbert Pickney, and Rashid Ford are under arrest and charged with conspiracy and arson. If convicted, they face 20 years in federal prison. An update on a suspected case of road rage in Sarasota. Last Wednesday, deputies responded to reports of a shooting involving 2 drivers. The gunman was identified as 75-year-old Stephen Furnold. The victim, 21-year-old Hunter Bradley, was shot in the shoulder. Detectives believe Furnold fired in self-defense. The incident has been closed without criminal charges. The Sarasota Police Department is issuing a warning about a phone scam. SPD says someone is using its phone number, posing as police, and asking for money. The department says it would never call or ask anybody for their banking information over the telephone. And police say if you receive this type of message, call the Sarasota Police Department's non-emergency line at 941-316-1199. Congressman Vern Buchanan is urging President Trump to reconsider his decision to withdraw from the landmark Paris Climate Accords. Buchanan says the announcements by Syria and Nicaragua, they are joining the accord, leave the U.S. as the only country in the world to reject the pact. Trump announced in June the U.S. was out. The climate agreement would lower greenhouse gas emissions, slow down global temperature increases, and create a global effort to deal with climate change. And now over to our climate with Bob.
Well, it has been fairly warm. Right now, temperatures today, mid-80s, and I'd say 85 degrees the high. Not the record-breaking, but still well above the average. The clouds that you see here associated with a frontal boundary, which has slipped well to our south now. That same front brought us a little bit of interesting weather yesterday with some light rainfall around. 77 degrees right now. Dew point is at 66, and winds are out of the northeast at 9. The pressure is actually on the rise now, 30.05 inches. And temperatures currently into the mid to upper 70s across the area. The Gulf water temperature now at 75 degrees, 77 in Inglewood, Northport, You're at 76, and Bradenton now 2 degrees warmer at 78 degrees. Our forecast through this evening calling for 68 degrees by 11 o'clock tonight, and we will see a little chance for fog here. There's a little bit of better chance to the north of us now. That northeast wind should keep any kind of fog away for the most part, and you can see temperatures are going to actually, winds are going to be out of the northeast. That will keep temperatures a little bit warmer tomorrow again with no sea breeze developing. They're out of the northeast anywhere from 10 to 15 miles an hour across the region from Northport all the way to Venice now and into Inglewood. Now some showers along the east coast and down to our south with that frontal boundary, but that's about it. Not much else going on over the southeast. All is fairly quiet here. We'll talk a little bit later about a cold front that's headed our way. The next front is due to arrive over the weekend, and it will bring some much cooler weather our way to start the work week next week.
I got to tell you, my son is coming home from college from the New York area. He's looking forward to some warm weather, not cold weather.
It has been very chilly up there in the northeast, and it will stay that way too through Thanksgiving Day week, and looks like we'll stay fairly mild here.
Okay, as long as it's a little bit warmer than New York.
That's right.
All right, thanks a lot, Bob. And still to come, it has been 2 months since Shabazz Span went missing. Why are so few people talking, and what can we all do to help find the missing teen?
If you have the ABC7 News app on your iPhone or iPad, the good news is you're getting an upgrade. Android users, you'll get the upgrade automatically. But iOS users, you need to download the new ABC7 News app now before your current app expires. Just search My Suncoast in your app store to download. It's that easy to keep getting breaking news and weather alerts, video on demand, ABC7 live streaming, and more. Download the free ABC7 News app onto your iPhone and iPad now.
If you have Medicare, I have 3 things you'll want to hear. There's an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana. It includes Medicare Part D prescription drug coverage, and it may save you money in so many ways. It's all in this book, and it's yours free just for calling. You'll see all the ways the plan might save you money, even on prescription drugs. In fact, last year, Humana Medicare Advantage prescription drug plan members saved an estimated $6,500 on average on their prescription costs. And you get all this coverage with an affordable monthly plan premium, and in some areas, no plan premium. Even if you've looked at Humana before, you need to take another look at this plan. We'll send you the decision guide absolutely free, in a slightly smaller size, of course. Discover the all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan that could cut your costs and cover your prescriptions. Call 1-800-824-8241 or go to humanabigbook.com. The savings are too big to miss.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Our accredited staff will handle all of the Medicare paperwork for free, and best of all, your brace is shipped directly to your home for free. Don't let chronic lower back pain slow you down. Get moving and stay active with a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost. We also accept Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, Aetna, Humana, and other insurance. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare? Find out for free.
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-715-0835. That's 1-800-715-0835, 1-800-715-0835.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
It has been more than 2 months now since 14-year-old Shabazz Span disappeared from a Sarasota neighborhood. We are keeping this story in the news and hope someone out there knows something. Adam Cellini joins us with more. Adam.
Yeah, Alan, unfortunately, time is starting to wear on this family and the community's desire to find this missing teen. Tawana Span is still desperate to find her son, Jabez. But after more than 2 months and a trail that's gone cold, her confidence is wavering.
There's no end to it right now. There's not a a glimmer of maybe there's an end to it. There's just not an end to it right now.
14-year-old Jabez Spann went missing a week before Hurricane Irma on Labor Day. And like the storm's price tag, the reward to find him has grown considerably since. A whopping $25,000 thanks to contributions from the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and FBI. But after 4 weeks, it still hasn't helped investigators find Spann.
So much time keeps passing that it's hard to be optimistic.
Corinne Stanish will retire from her post as captain of the Sarasota Police Criminal Investigation Division this spring and wants to resolve the city's first ever missing child case before she does. Her message to those responsible:
we're going to find you, and we're not going to stop until we get our hands on you and get the justice and find out where Jabez is.
Police aren't working alone. 11 community-led search parties have gone out looking for clues.
We've been looking in the water, we've been looking behind woods, we've been looking in alleys, we've been looking everywhere.
When Wayne Washington started these searches, he expected hundreds from the community would step up, but they haven't. Instead, more are showing up from surrounding cities like St. Pete and Orlando.
I thought by this happening, this would have brought Manatee, Sarasota together to do something positive looking for this child, but it didn't.
Tawana says she was even turned down by local churches.
It's not me that's asking you. It's him that's asking you that.
One rumor is that the silence is fueled by fear because of a shooting that happened days before Jabez disappeared. On August 28th, Travis Combs was found dead with a gunshot wound less than 500 feet from Spann's home. Jabez went missing after leaving a candlelight vigil for Combs.
Do I think Travis and Jabez cases are connected? Yes. How they are connected, I'm not sure.
Combs' family didn't think he was in any trouble, and although Tawana Spann and her 2 older sons have had past run-ins with the law, they say Jabez was different.
He was a lot to deal with, but he was never a criminal. That's one thing I can say about him.
Police still have not found any suspects in Combs' murder and aren't ruling out a possible connection in their search for Jabez.
We are taking that very seriously. We can't confirm it whatsoever, but we're definitely taking that as a very serious possibility.
But unless more witnesses step up with information, that search has gone cold. Stanish is begging residents to call, even if they're afraid.
It's not like TV that if we talk to you for more than a minute, we're going to be able to capture and run out and grab you like on TV. Call us anonymously and talk to us about your concerns. Negotiate your safety if that's what it takes.
Tawana says she's beyond fear and hope and anything else she felt 2 months ago. Now she yearns only for an answer, no matter how grave.
And Alan, Tawana Spann tells us that she's not buying into any rumors about what happened to her son unless they are confirmed by investigators.
Adam, thank you. In a moment, a family friend, a community organizer, and a private investigator. Where is Jabez Spann? The trapezoid is next.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
For the last decade, SNS Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
It's the holiday sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKX Sport Utility for $349 per month, or Lincoln's flagship, the 2017 Continental, for $449 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury. Winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Sun Coast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Going nuts for nuts. Why adding nuts to your diet could have some big benefits.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Where is Jabez Spann? The 14-year-old has been missing since Labor Day. He disappeared shortly after a candlelight vigil for Travis Combs, who was found dead near Spann's Newtown home. By all accounts, Jabez is a good kid. He has never been in trouble. He was a football player. But did he witness something? Regardless, it has been more than 2 months. So again, we ask, where is Jabez Spann? If you know, call one of the numbers that you will see on the screen for this entire broadcast. And joining us for more is Jerica Sutton, a family friend, Wayne Washington, who has tirelessly led the sometimes frustrating effort to search for Jabez, and private investigator Bill Warner, who has been keeping track of the leads that are out there. Bill, I know you can't say exactly what, but police do have leads that they are tracking down as we speak.
Oh, absolutely, sure. I mean, obviously somebody saw something that night back on August 28th when Travis was shot. So, you know, there's news out there about maybe who did this and who possibly did it, and that Jabez possibly saw who shot Travis, and so there is talk.
There is talk, but it's been 2 months.
Right.
Police may believe that they know generally what happened, but they certainly do not know what happened to Jabez.
No, not yet, no.
You know, I would imagine that this is, you can't even describe what family and friends are going through right now. You know, there's a lot of, you know, the Newtown community is a community. Everybody knows each other.
It's a small community, exactly.
So what is the community thinking right now? What is the family and friends thinking?
Well, did you want to?
You can go
Okay,
ahead.
well, honestly, we don't know what the community's thinking because they're not out there to say what they're thinking. So I know the family is very upset and hurt, and I will be too if my 14-year-old was just missing, and here are people who have been raised with him, go to church with him, go to school with him, and their parents aren't making them step up and say anything. They're not stepping up and saying anything. People who've been with the family throughout the years are not stepping up and saying anything. Churches are not stepping up and helping. So, you know, they're kind of feeling like they've been shunned by the community.
Why?
Because nobody's helping. Like, you know, there are people who come out, and I don't want anybody to ever think that when they come out, it's not appreciated, and it's so appreciated. But the ones that have not been there, you know, and when people say it's such a cliche, it can happen to anybody, but it really can happen to anybody.
Wayne, why do you think more members of the community are not stepping forward and calling police?
We live in a selfish society right now, and I try to tell people that too, just like Jerica just said. You know, this can happen to anybody, but our community, the not snitching, that ain't my child, that mentality has really affected our community. And it's sad because, you know, we were a close community. I grew up here in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. So to see where we are now, it really breaks my heart.
Is this boiled down to simply that, you know, whoever did this to Jabez represents a real danger and they fear for their own lives?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. There's been a lot of problems starting in May of this year in the Newtown area with some shootings, and another guy got shot and killed end of May. He was a big-time drug dealer named Trinidad. In June, there was 3 drive-by shootings in Newtown. It appeared to me when Trinidad was murdered, or shot and killed, that the vacuum became involved on this drug deals. and there was like a turf war going on. There was at least 3 shootings in June. Leads up to me thinking that, you know, Travis was probably involved in the drug trade also, and that somebody got upset that he was on 22nd Street, which would be somebody else's turf, because Travis was living in Arcadia.
Right. We are just getting started, and we have only scratched the surface. We are getting warmed up. We'll have more on the search for Jabez Spann right after we check the first alert weather, so stay with us.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better, with amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Our conversation on the search for Jabez Spann continues right after we get a check on the first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob.
Thanks, Alan. And another gorgeous sunset tonight. We had a few clouds around, making for some brilliant colors once the sun went below the horizon. And it looks as though we will see generally fair skies overnight as a result of high pressure, which continues to dominate our weather. Although we have a few clouds right now. We are looking at 66-degree dew point temperature, which is a little higher than normal, and that means our lows tonight will be a little bit warmer than normal, 77 degrees right now. And northeast winds are at 9, and the pressure continues to rise at this hour at 30.05 inches. And our high today was warm, 85. That's well above the average, which is typically 79 for this time of year. And the record low, 38, set back in 1968. Our low this morning was well above it at 69 degrees, well above the average, that is. And no rainfall to report today. So far for the month, just 4/100ths of an inch, and that occurred yesterday. 64 degrees in Jacksonville right now. It's 70 in Orlando, 79. Still warm in Miami at this hour. And you can see temperatures across the area from Highlands County all the way through Sarasota and Manatee, now into the mid to upper 70s for the most part, low 70s well inland. The Gulf water temperature now 75. And as far as the temperature forecasts go for tonight, overnight lows will be down into the mid 60s by wake up time tomorrow. 65 degrees at Sarasota, 70 in Naples, but much cooler in the Panhandle. Tallahassee down to around 51 degrees. And then the highs tomorrow will warm again into the upper 70s to low 80s. We're looking for low 80s basically near the coast and even some mid 80s well inland, and similar conditions anticipated for Wednesday morning. Well, Futurecast is showing a mixture of sun and clouds tomorrow, and with a chance for a few isolated showers along the east coast. Some of those will have a chance to make it all the way over here late in the day, but that rain chance very small, hardly worth mentioning, only about 10%, and that continues to be the case on Wednesday as well. Now, there is a Another front that is due to arrive on Sunday. This next cold front will be a little stronger and cool things down, especially on Sunday afternoon and on Monday. But for the time being, things stay pretty warm here. Over the southeast, a large area of high pressure continues to keep that northeasterly wind coming right on into the west coast, and that has a tendency to warm us up. Over the northeast, this storm system is quickly heading out into the Atlantic. It's been kind of a raw day in Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and out west. More rain moving into Washington, Oregon, Northern California, where the rain has been rather heavy over the weekend. Temperatures on the much colder side over the northeast. Alan was talking about it earlier. Temperatures into the mid-40s right now. Places like Washington, New York City, 38 in Boston, and 42 in St. Louis. The extent of that cold air, though, stops short of Florida. As I mentioned, though, it will eventually move through, and that happens late on Sunday. You can see the GFS model showing that cold air trying to dip down here, not having much success in doing so through the week. But eventually, this cold Arctic air that you see here will shift all the way over to the northeast and be in place for the holiday week. And then we will see some of that cool air slip in on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And we'll start to gradually warm by Thanksgiving. It looks like we'll see temperatures back into the mid to upper 70s by then. For boaters tomorrow, a bit breezy out there. We'll start off at 10 to 15 knots, picking up to 20 knots in the afternoon. So a little bit windier. Small craft should exercise caution. Seas building 2 to 4 feet with choppy conditions out there. So beware. A water temperature 75 degrees. Tides upcoming. High tide at 9:28. Sunrise will be at 6:56 tomorrow. Tonight, partly cloudy, mild, breezy, 66 for your low. And then tomorrow, look for another nice day. We'll have a mixture of sun and clouds, high temperatures in the low 80s, and the extended forecast I mentioned. A nice warm weekend for the most part. And then we cool down Sunday, the high of only 72. And then Monday, a cool start with a high of only 70. Alan back with the important discussion coming up right after this.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace?
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-683-9262.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to savethefood.com.
Welcome back. 14-year-old Sarasota teenager Jabez Spann has been missing since Labor Day. I'll be absolutely blunt right now. The purpose of tonight's show is to appeal to the public. If you know anything, call the numbers on your screen. And joining us for more is Jerica Sutton, a family friend, Wayne Washington, who has tirelessly and led the sometimes frustrating effort to search for Jabez, and private investigator Bill Warner, who has been keeping track of the leads in this case all since Labor Day.
Correct.
Let me start with you, Wayne. In terms of the searches that you have helped organize, how have you gone about these searches? Where have you searched, and under what guidance? Have police or law enforcement told you where they would prefer you to look?
Well, when I first heard about it after the hurricane, we did a prayer rally, and then after we did the prayer rally that week following, we started our search. When we started our first search, we looked in kind of in the outskirts and the easements of Sarasota. We got a couple leads from people in the community, stuff like that, but nothing solid. But we just wanted to just clear all the areas and make sure everything was checked. But fathers with Sarasota PD, I do have a partner that's he's a private investigator as well, and he's been helping us out with the search too. But nothing from the Sarasota PD.
How difficult has it been to get members of the community to help you do this? And when Adam reported that you're getting some help from St. Petersburg and Orlando, I mean, what's that about? Oh man, yeah, a lot of people from out of town, Fort Myers. We had just folks from the outskirts of Sarasota and Manatee County, and I think people from other areas taking it more serious and care more about people in the community than folks in the community do. Why?
That's such a great question. I plead that on my social media. I always ask folks. I throw it out there, and it's just we get such a dead answer. Nobody respond. Nobody offer to donate. Nobody offer to do anything. But they'll say they'll pray for us during the search. But I tell them we need more than prayer. We need action with your prayer, with your praying. You know, it would be cool if every church, especially African American church in this community, Manatee and Sarasota, come out one Sunday and just help search. You know, the effort is needed. It is definitely needed.
Jerica, I mean, are you getting any feedback? Anybody telling you why the community is not doing more than it possibly can do?
It's just silence. You know, me and the aunt went to a church over the weekend, and we were literally pushed out of the church. We were shocked. Like, they literally pushed us out the back door of the church.
Saying what?
Oh, we've been praying, you know, we've been praying since the beginning of this, you know, and we're going to continue to pray. And I said, I understand that, but we need bodies. You know, you don't pray for a job and then sit on the couch. You pray for a job and then go look for a job. We can't pray for Jabez to come home and not go find him.
Tell me a little bit about Jabez.
Honestly, what's even more sad is that I've met this family through the searches. So they have been in this community their whole lives. And there's people who they've known their whole lives that they can't even have stand in for them. That should show what is going on in this community, that I just met them and that my love for them is more genuine
Bill,
than anybody. Yeah.
You're a professional at this. In terms of searches, when a young person or anybody for that matter disappears like this, you know, how does this usually go in terms of searches done either by law enforcement or members of the community, and how generally effective is it?
Usually it's a combination of law enforcement and the community. The law enforcement put a call out to come help, look for whoever's missing, and the community responds. And then you have 500, 600 people out there looking around. They also they bring in the mounted horse people. They come out and they help look too. Because some of this area they're looking for is, you know, pretty heavily vegetated and it's hard to get through there. So it's very difficult. And the areas that they were looking in, wow, it's tough to get in there. The overgrowth, all the bushes and weeds, very difficult, horrible situation.
And you know, the police have been out there, and you saw the FBI has been out there. Sure. What is the FBI doing, you know, separate than what the local police can do?
I hope that they're looking at maybe phone calls that night. First of all, we got to start with Travis, I think. We're going to start with Travis Combs and his murder, the unsolved murder. That's a key part of this whole investigation. So let's look at phone calls that Travis Combs made and had made to his cell phone that day and night, and see who he was talking to. You got to get a name here. The bad guy out there who at least killed Travis. We know that. So we have to find this guy. Call Crime Stoppers. Get involved. I mean, you don't have to give your name, but you got to call it. You got to get a name and get the ball rolling here.
Wayne, does this simply boil down to the fact that we've had a number of shootings and unsolved cases in the Newtown area, and people are just concerned that if they snitch, for lack of a better term, that they become a target themselves?
They tell everything else. I just think that people, to me, my honest opinion is if it's not their child, they ain't saying nothing, but they tell everything else. If you go on anybody's social media page around here, they know everything that's going on. So with this situation, especially with a child, that should be thrown out there regardless of the fact, because it can be their child tomorrow. That's what I'm like real hurt about, because if you want to know anything, they know the answers to that. So this kid is 14 years old. It shouldn't be well, I'm scared to say anything.
You know, there's a $25,000 reward right now. Number one, does that, when you're talking about a young child, a 14-year-old kid,
yes, sir,
who's liked by everyone, that shouldn't make a difference. But does it make a difference in cases like this, Bill?
Sure, absolutely. Rewards always help to at least spark some generation, some leads, possibly. In this case, it doesn't seem to be working yet. But again, I think we have a big fear factor, like you mentioned, about the shootings unsolved in Newtown, and that's a problem.
We've heard that the investigation is not just confined to the Sarasota area. You know, it's in basically 3 or 4 surrounding counties. Is that just absolutely typical, Bill, that, you know, investigations like this, even though if it happens in one neighborhood in the city, you're covering a lot of miles between here and the Tampa Bay area and so forth?
As time goes by, you have to expand the circle of where you're looking. You know, there's people in a car picked them up, possibly in a car, and took them someplace. You know, you can't just stay here. You have to look elsewhere. But again, in my opinion, you have to look back at the cell phone activity that day. Jabez, his cell phone activity, Travis's cell phone activity. There's got to be a lead in there somewhere.
You know, is the suspicion is that Jabez was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and saw something that he should not have seen?
Yeah, that's the rumors. You know, it's so many rumors out there. It is, and that's what one of the rumors is. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Jerica, so here's your opportunity. You know the family, you've met them through this. If there's anybody out there right now who knows of anything, what would you say?
I would just say, please just say something. You know, everybody's always saying, oh, I'm scared, I don't want to get caught up. You can do it anonymously and nobody will ever know. You know, somebody knows, and it's a child, it's a 14-year-old child, it's a baby. And somebody knows what happened to this child, and somebody needs to say something now. Please, it's been too long, it's been over 2 months. This family just at least wants to bring him home, at least. Like, you don't even have to say just at least say where he is, you know, at least so we could just, they're losing hope.
Bill, investigations like this, how long do you basically have to find leads before the odds become a lot tougher in terms of finding the answers?
In cases I've seen over the years, it really depends. Some people have been found a couple years later, you know, some not. So there's no real exact timeline for this. You don't know. You have to keep looking. You have to keep calling. Call Crime Stoppers. They need a name. They need some clues here.
Do you think that, and we don't know where the police are at in terms of this, but they are developing a picture that they believe they know generally what the tale is, but they have to dot all the I's and cross the T's?
Of course, they have to have hard evidence. They don't go on rumors. They have to have a name. They have to do some questioning. They want to find a weapon. Yeah, they need the hard evidence.
Okay, we have to take a quick break, but we'll be back for final thoughts in just a moment.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetzy. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
And our guests join us right now for final thoughts. And folks, if you're looking down at your screen, you see that there are a number of telephone numbers that you could call there for Crime Stoppers or the Sarasota Police Department. If you know anything, then definitely say something. Jerica, let me start with you because you are the family's choice in terms of being on this broadcast tonight to deliver a message to the folks in Newtown, the folks in Sarasota, the Suncoast, anybody who may know anything. What would that be?
That would be to open your mouths and say something, please. Just know that this is a 14-year-old boy, and they want to at least know the community they raised him in, care and love him, and actually care that there's a child that's been missing. So they want you to say something, speak up. You know, we have a voice, we have to use it, and we just got to bring him home, and that's all they want is for him to come home. You know, of course they care about what happened, but at the end of the day, as long as he's back and they can, you know, and there's 2 victims in this as well. So keep in mind, there's not just one, there's another victim in this. So if you don't bring this man off the streets, he will continue, and get him off.
Wayne, what's your next step?
Our next step, we're going to have another search, but we do want to bring Jabez home. We want to give Tawana and her family that closure and community. It's up to us. We got to bring unity in the community, and the time is up. Let's come together.
Are you going to do another physical search?
Yes, sir.
When?
We're going to do another physical search this Sunday. Before the Thanksgiving holiday, we want to get another search in this Sunday. We're going to meet up at Newtown Estates, 10:30 a.m., and we're going to have a map out of where we're going to search at, and we're going to just continue.
Bill, you are the experienced investigator here. What should the public know? What should they be looking for as we speak?
All right, the Sarasota Police Department and the FBI are working hard on this case to find Jabez, but they need help. They need somebody. It's simple. Just pick up the phone, call Crime Stoppers with a $25,000 reward. Get involved. Help this family out.
We have the Sarasota police that are working on this along with help from the FBI. Is this generally how it goes? I mean, are there other law enforcement agencies that would get involved here? From what you see, is the outreach between law enforcement and the community what it should be? Are they getting the cooperation?
Right now?
Yes.
No. It's the problem's the community. That's the problem here. There's not enough, like he said, there's not enough people out there helping with these searches.
Wayne, I mean, the community, is it time for the community to step up here?
Yes, sir, it's been time, but this is definitely time. This can be their child coming up. This child missed so many holidays, Thanksgiving coming, Christmas.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. FYI, you can watch past discussions on demand. They're available on Apple TV, Amazon Fire, and Roku. And remember, for updates on national and local breaking news, you can download the latest updated version of our app. Android users will get that update automatically, but iPhone users need to go to the App Store and re-download the app. Just search for WWSB or My Suncoast. We want to thank all our guests for being here tonight. Jerica Sutton is a family friend. Wayne Washington has tirelessly led the frustrating effort to search for Jabez, and private investigator Bill Warner, who is keeping track and will continue to keep track of all the leads out there. When we return, we'll have a final look at your first alert weather, plus a fifth woman has now come forward accusing Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore of sexual assault from when she was just a teenager. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better, with amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
It's me, Artie. Come see what I collected from the Creative Galaxy in my idea box.
Transform your world.
Will you help me make art?
Each one of our journeys keeps us before you throw it away.
Hey, I have an idea.
Think outside the box.
We'll never get older. Each one Go be amazing!
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View. A top fashion designer lives and creates right here on the Suncoast. I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. Sigrid Olson stops by to help us design and create textiles for our homes. Selby Botanical Gardens shows us the science and splendor of orchids. Bradenton singer Matt Walden performs in Sounds of the Suncoast, and the Spice and Tea Exchange is in the kitchen. Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Your primetime headlines are coming up in the moment, but right now let's get the final check on our first alert forecast from Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Yeah, they keep coming in there, Alan. Another nice, beautiful end to this Monday with a few clouds around. Chris Enger getting this one. Pretty calm conditions out there in the water. And another beautiful shot of the Venice Pier. You see some people on that pier now, too. Temporarily opened after Irma did some damage to it. Kathleen Brunt getting this photo. Nice look of the water there. Pretty calm conditions out over the water. Unfortunately, tomorrow we'll see those winds pick up a little bit, and small craft should exercise caution as a result of the stronger winds that will be around. Well, currently, we are looking at a few clouds around. The temperature at 77 degrees, and the dew point temperature is at 66. Winds are out of the northeast at 9, and that pressure now 30.05 inches. The high today was 85 degrees. The low was 69, and the normal high at 79 degrees. No rainfall report, and so far for the month, just 4/100ths of an inch of rain at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport. Well, temperatures across the area, across the state for that matter, all in the 70s over the peninsula, North Florida, Jacksonville, 64, 67 in Tallahassee, 79 still in Miami, and temperatures around town, upper 70s right near the water. The Gulf water temperature 75, Sebring at 73, Arcadia 74, Northport, you're at 76 degrees, in Bradenton, a couple degrees warmer. The forecast tomorrow calling for a mixture of sun and clouds throughout the day. On that easterly fetch, we'll see winds anywhere from 10 to 15 miles an hour, and it looks as though we will see breezy conditions persist on Wednesday, too. Now, small craft should exercise caution. The Futurecast is showing that activity along the east coast basically tomorrow around an area of high pressure off the Carolina coast. We get that strong easterly wind. It picks up that moisture from the Atlantic and carries it off toward the west. One or two of those showers will have a chance to make it all the way over to the west coast, but not a lot of rainfall anticipated. As I mentioned, just a mixture of sun and clouds, and that is going to stay around too on Wednesday. Same conditions. Now, by looks like the weekend, we're going to see a stronger cold front move in, and it'll move in on Sunday, and with it, breezy, cooler conditions expected to move into our area on late Sunday and throughout the day on Monday. Satellite and radar imagery showing quiet conditions over the southeast as a result of that large area of high pressure, keeping clear skies over Alabama, Georgia, and throughout the Carolinas with just a few clouds down to our south. We have the Very active subtropical jet stream well down to our south, creating some clouds there over South Florida. It's been a nasty day in terms of clouds and snow falling in Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and all the way into Boston. There's been basically rainfall, though, in Boston, and temperatures into the upper 30s to low 40s there. And this area of low pressure continues to move in over parts of Washington, Oregon, mainly the western portion of those states, and even into northern California right now. Some very heavy rainfall getting into the Sierra Nevada range. Could see some pretty hefty amounts of snowfall there. Well, it's 38 in Boston with rain, 41 in Toronto, 42 in Detroit, Columbus at 40, and 50 degrees in Billings, so a little warmer out west. Denver now at 58 degrees, and temperatures into the 80s in Phoenix, and 66 in Dallas now, and 54 in Atlanta. So cooler weather into North Georgia. For boaters, small crafts exercise caution. Winds will be picking up, especially in the afternoon. Seas building 2 to 4 feet with choppy conditions out there. Water temperature 75 degrees, and we'll see a mixture of sun and clouds. For boaters, low tide upcoming 4:29, and then a high tide at 10 o'clock sharp tomorrow. Sunrise at 6:50, partly cloudy, mild and breezy tonight. Northeast winds 10 to 15, and then tomorrow looks to be pretty good. We'll have partly cloudy skies and highs in the low 80s. And then average temperatures through Saturday, and then we see that cold front slide through. It's not an extreme front, but it will cool us down on Sunday and Monday. Primetime headlines with Alan Cohn will be up next. Stick around.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On Group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On Group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. The FDA has recently warned about an increased risk of leg and foot amputations associated with the use of certain diabetic medications such as Invokana and Invokamet. If you or a loved one took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation, ketoacidosis, kidney failure, or even death, call the Rely On Group now. We are here to help you get the justice you deserve. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-355-8205. That's 800-355-8205.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life, you miss precious moments. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye and over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. Our simple 3-step process begins with a free evaluation, followed by an extensive preoperative exam to determine if you're a candidate for LASIK eye surgery. Depending on the results of your evaluation and eye exam, you and your surgeon will choose the LASIK option that works best for you. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation. That's a $100 value, free. Call the LASIK Vision Institute for your free evaluation and enjoy more of your life.
Call 1-800-813-0109. 1-800-813-0109.
I'll be right back.
Checking primetime headlines, new developments today in the ugly race for Alabama's U.S. Senate seat. A top Republican in Washington is now calling for GOP candidate Roy Moore to drop out in the wake of allegations of sexual misconduct with minors. And a new accuser is speaking out. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the latest from Washington.
The fight for Alabama's Senate seat. The most powerful Republican in the Senate calling on the GOP candidate Roy Moore to quit the race now.
Do you believe these allegations to be true?
I believe the women, yes.
The Washington Post reporting Moore is accused of molesting a 14-year-old girl and dating teens while he was a district attorney nearly 40 years ago.
To think that grown women would wait 40 years to come before, right before an election, to bring charges is absolutely unbelievable.
Moore, defiant, digging in and standing his ground. But Monday, another accuser stepped forward to say Moore sexually abused her when she was a minor.
I was terrified. He was also trying to pull my shirt off. I thought that he was going to rape me.
Moore's campaign says he's innocent, calling the accusations a witch hunt. More than 40 Republican senators and the White House saying Moore should step aside if the allegations are true.
We're looking at whether or not there is someone who can mount a write-in campaign successfully.
Moore fired back, tweeting the person who should step aside is Mitch McConnell. He has failed conservatives and must be replaced. Hashtag drain the swamp. In Alabama, many voters appear to be sticking with Moore.
If it was actually true, this should have come out a long time ago.
Moore is yet to provide the proof he promised to discredit his accusers. Despite pressure to delay the special election next month, Alabama's GOP governor says the date will not be moved. Moore's name will be on the ballot, and she will vote for him. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
A federal appeals court is giving the Trump administration a partial victory on its controversial travel ban. The Ninth Circuit granted the administration's emergency request to allow parts of the ban to go into effect. It follows an October ruling by a federal judge in Hawaii blocking the third version of the ban 1 day before it was set to take effect. The court's decision keeps the ban frozen for those with a close familial relationship with a person in the U.S. However, the ruling allows the ban to go into effect for everyone else. A powerful earthquake in Iran has left hundreds dead. More than 400 people have been killed and over 6,600 injured. Most of the victims are in western Iran. The 7.3 magnitude quake also claimed lives in northern Iraq, where at least 7 have died. The Iraqi prime minister tweeted that the health and aid agencies are providing assistance. New allegations in the death of an Army Green Beret in the African nation of Mali. The Daily Beast is reporting 2 members of the Navy's elite SEAL Team 6 are accused of killing Sergeant Logan Melgar in June after it was discovered they had been stealing from a fund used to pay informants. A military examiner ruled Melgar's death a homicide. The 2 Navy SEALs are under investigation and no charges have been filed. The holiday shopping season is less than 2 weeks away, and it could be a big one. Consumers are expected to spend $967 each. It is a 3.4% jump from last year when shoppers said that they would spend an average of $935. It's predicted November and December retail sales will be between $678.8 billion and $682 billion. That represents an increase of between 3.6 and 4%. And that's all the time we have for this evening. I'm Alan Cohn. Thanks for joining us, and have a good night.